こんにちは、メーガンと申します。名古屋学院大学で留学しています。Hey, my name is Megan and I am studying abroad at Nagoya Gakuin University for a full year. I really wanted to talk about this experience now that I've got some of it behind me. I'm not done yet, so I'm still in the midst of it. I have a lot of friends here at Nagoya University, so I thought this would be the perfect school for me, and I'm honestly really glad that I chose this school. I think if anyone studied abroad here, if you like city life, but a little bit of seclusion, it's definitely a perfect place for you. And it's about a 2-hour bus ride to Osaka and about a 4 to 5 hour bus ride to Tokyo. So it's really not that bad. If you want to get to those locations faster, you take the Shinkansen, the bullet train. I really want to talk about my experience from beginning to now. So first of all, when I came here, my family, my mom and my dad, they went with me to Seattle because my mom wanted to make a little trip out of it. I was really lucky. I got to say goodbye to my parents a little later than I had to say goodbye to all of my friends. But at that point, I had wanted to move out for about a year. So I was excited to go on this journey by myself, scared, terrified, but excited. When I left, I remember waving goodbye to my parents and feeling not a lot. It's weird because when most people tell me about what it was like when they left, they were sad, they were crying, they were feeling a lot of emotions, and I didn't really feel a lot. But it all really hit me that I was going abroad when I arrived. So I was in Seattle. I flew from Seattle to Narita Airport, and oh my god, that airport is terrifying. If you ever go to that airport, I wish you luck. If you speak Japanese, you'll probably be fine. At that point, I've been studying Japanese this is my 6th year now, and you would think, whenever I tell people that, they're like, oh my god, you must be fluent. And that's so far from the truth. I can't tell you how far from the truth that is. And I remember on the flight from Narita to Chubu International, and I just remember crying and really feeling lonely. And if you're someone who wants to go abroad, you're gonna feel lonely a lot of times. And maybe you're gonna feel emotions that aren't necessary for the situation, but I'm here to tell you that it's all normal and part of the process. This is an unreal experience, and I will never take it for granted. And I'm so proud of myself for doing this, and I'm so grateful for the people who helped me get here. But just know that whatever you feel, you'll be okay. So my first day, I was staying with a friend, and his apartment was super small, and it was really difficult the first couple of days because I stayed with him for about 5 days, I think. And then we would go out with friends, and it was good. It gave me a really good taste of what life was gonna be like. So moving into my apartment, this is my place. This is my apartment. You can see this little curtain right here. My roommate, she sleeps over there. It's her side of the room. It's a nice place. It's very cheap for rent in Japan. If you open that door, there's a kitchen with a sink, a fridge, a hot plate. Yeah, no stove, no oven, so that's kind of a bummer. Then we have the bathroom, and then next to it is the shower. I'll insert some clips in here so you can see. You get used to it, is all I can say. And after moving in, my friends and I, we went to an aquarium, and there were cafes, and we visited a couple shrines. And at that point in time, the weather in Nagoya was absolutely terrible. We were sweating constantly because it was about 30 degrees Celsius. I've never ever experienced anything like that. Like, you step outside and within 5 minutes of being outside, you're pouring sweat. A bunch of us exchange students, we all met each other. We had some food parties in the lounge because there's a lounge downstairs where everybody hangs out. And a bunch of us exchange students, we went to Nagoya Castle, which is very famous here.
さいかさん、今みんな何してる？
みんなは名古屋町へ行きます。
It was so hot, so ungodly hot. We ended up leaving early. So shortly after everybody got settled in, everybody got acquainted, classes started up. My schedule wasn't bad. I usually had 3 classes every single day. Generally 2 Japanese classes and 1 elective. The Japanese classes were fine. My one gripe about Nagoya's schooling system is that I don't think the placement test was adequate, because a lot of us ended up relearning subjects and grammar structures that we already knew and we had learned years ago. And while that sounds maybe fine, and my parents were saying, don't worry, it'll be nice because then you'll get to go hang out with people and do things with friends. And while that's true, I came here to learn. I think if they had a better test that could have judged our abilities better, it would have been a little bit more of a difficult semester, but at least I would have learned more in the classroom. But that's not to say that you don't learn a lot outside of the classroom, because I definitely did. I had a lot of people around me who helped me, and I was asking questions constantly. I'm still asking questions all the time, every single day. I have never met kinder, more considerate, thoughtful people in my entire life. People who I'm not related to, people who I didn't grow up with, and they're just unconditionally kind. My 20th birthday was here, which was amazing. My friends were so sweet. The night before my birthday, my roommate asked me, she said, hey, can I open the door? But so my roommate, actually, I should backtrack a little bit. My roommate is from Taiwan, and her name's Saika, and she is like one of my favorite human beings here. We only speak to each other in Japanese, and so she asked me, she said, "Duo akitemo ii? Can I open the door? Is it okay if I open the door?" I said, yeah, sure. And it was like midnight, and she had a present for me, and she says, happy birthday. And like it was 2 months of me being here, and like immediately straight out the gate I had these people thinking of me, and it was just overwhelming to see how many people here made an effort to care about me. I woke up to my door being decorated by my friends, by some of the RAs even. I think it was my friend Bunny, Tammy, and Saika, Yuki, Beck, and Haruka, and I think maybe Miu too. And then Rolando gave me this creepy horror book because he knew I liked horror stuff. Like, these were people who I met 2 months ago. I will never forget that. Then there's a river that's right next to us, and there's a boat bar. And so it was me, Connor, Tammy, and Saika, and we were all just walking, talking and stuff, and we see the boat and it says open, and Connor was like, oh, come on, we have to get a drink. It's your 20th birthday here in Japan. Like, that's the legal drinking age. He's like, we have to go drinking there.
今何してる？
今はメイが初めてのリコードリンク。
And so we did, and I've got pictures that I'll put here. It was a perfect end to my birthday. I'm meeting all of these new Japanese friends. We go to clubs, we go to izakayas, we go to restaurants, expensive restaurants, and we just have a blast. And then there was a modeling experience. The head director of some part of NGU, and he came up to me and my friend and he said, do you want to be in a modeling experience? And so there were like maybe 15 students at NGU who were selected, and we got to go to this modeling experience where we had pictures taken of us, we had our makeup done, we had outfits selected for us, and we had to walk a runway, and it was very scary, but it was super fun. And I loved my makeup artist. Her and I were like just talking and stuff, and she was so nice. Crazy experience that I would never have in Alaska, but I got to have here. And And then we had a school field trip, which there will be another one next semester, and I think I really want to record that one. And we went to Taishomura and Iwamura. A lot of people hated it because it was kind of boring, and everyone was like, why are we taking these exchange students to these like little towns where no one really knows a lot about them. I just had fun hanging out with my friends. We got to play games and travel and see these little towns, which is fine because I mean, I know some people were saying, why didn't we get to go to Kyoto, or why didn't we go to Osaka? And I get that, but we can easily get to those places. I had a lot of fun. My whole goal with studying abroad was really to make friends and to become as fluent as possible as I could. And yeah, I was learning Japanese on the field trip, and I was hanging out with my friends, so I really couldn't have been happier. And then because of that trip, because we went to such a rural place, I really wanted to go to a big city. And that's when I saw that Bring Me the Horizon and Baby Metal were going to be performing in Tokyo. I went to Tokyo by myself for 3 days. The first day I got there, I relaxed, I got food. The second day was the concert. So I got up really, really early. I wanted to go shopping. There was a 3-story Lush store that I went to. And then the concert was amazing. I don't have any like good video footage or photos of it, because it was prohibited to take photos and videos of their concert. And then I was in a mosh pit with these people who I didn't even know, and that in and of itself was a whole entire experience. Third day of my trip, I got some snacks and then I headed back. It was a weekend trip, and then I had school the next day on Monday. And it was cheap. Round trip on the bus, it was $90. So definitely would recommend that. More recently, I got to go to Osaka with my friends, and we went to USJ. We were in Osaka, but then we ended up going to Kyoto because it's like a 30-45 minute train ride. So we went to Kyoto, me, Bunny, and Katsuya, and we made reservations at this ramen shop where we got to make our own ramen. They taught us how to make noodles, the broth, the chicken. Hands down was the best ramen I've ever had here in Japan. After Osaka and Kyoto, I went to Okinawa because my aunt on my dad's side is in the Marines, and so they're stationed in Okinawa. So I got to go visit my cousins and my family, and I can't wait to make another trip. The weather is amazing. It's not too crazy hot because it's an island, and it was just gorgeous. We went zip lining. So after Okinawa, Christmas break, winter break was not yet over. My family and I ended up going to Nagano, which is like the complete opposite of Okinawa. It's cold, there was snow, and it was just kind of like being back at home in Alaska. Not nearly as cold. That was crazy because I got to snowboard for the first time. I've never snowboarded in my entire life before. So after Nagano, I ended up coming back to Nagoya. I am much happier with the weather here. Classes are starting back up. I just have my core classes. This semester is a little bit harder, and so I'm actually really stoked, and I hope that I learn a lot more. I'm making a pact to myself that this semester I don't plan on speaking English to people who can speak Japanese. I only want to speak Japanese, and so I'm gonna kind of pull away from those who don't try to use Japanese, and I'm gonna try to hang out more with the people who do. I'm really curious to see how these next couple of months go and see how much I improve. Everybody says that the first semester you don't really change a lot, but it's the second semester where you improve the most, and like praying for that. And to wrap this up, I know this has been a really long video. It's gonna take me a while to edit this, but this has been my experience abroad, and from the outside, before you do it, it looks like one of the most daunting things you'll ever do. If you're someone like me who comes from a small town, you haven't had a lot of crazy hardships in your life, this is going to be one of the scariest things you will ever do, but in every way, shape, or form, it is worth it, and you will be proud of yourself for accomplishing it. I hope I never forget in my entire life, and even if I do forget it, I hope that I have these videos as proof of what I've done, and I hope my family and friends watch this and feel closer with me. But at least we have FaceTime, at least we have phone calls, that kind of stuff. Thank you to my friends and family who have sent me letters. You are the most precious human beings ever. I've got all of the letters posted up on my wall right up here. I hope this was kind of fun to watch. I hope you liked a little sneak peek into my life. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.